And for each row, let's see. So basically, you need to have a user interface for each row and also for the whole list. Oops, I don't know why it's just taking so long time to open it. Come on, why it's so slow? I guess, yeah, because I think it's still in sync. Okay, so by default, it gave you a text view and it gave you 2 text views, right? And the assignment asks you for 1 image and 1 text view. So you can change one of them being the image, not the text view anymore. Let me open the requirement. Okay, so for the requirement, each row asks you for an image and also a text view. Okay, so let's change. I guess we can just simply remove this and change it to an image view, image. Just so slow, image view. Oops. So I guess I just say wrap content first. We don't need this. And let's see what else. Content description. It's just icon. And I think it's source code, something like this. Let me just double check because I think the requirement actually gave you all those hints. Oops, where it is? Yes, here. So you probably want to just have one to help you to place it, to change the size, etc. Okay. And so it's drawable, source code compact. Oops, let me just copy and paste. I need to create the name. And see, do we have something in the drawable? Yes, we do have. So let's just use the existing one. But alternatively, you can just put a real thing. Okay, and probably the same thing for the text. All right, so again, this is just help you to adjust, the borders, the paddings, the positions, etc. Okay. All right. So again, now these will be replaced at the runtime. Therefore, this thing doesn't really matter. It's just for you to help you to place them. Okay. I guess the most important thing is that you need to set the height of the whole thing as wrap content. Otherwise, the whole row will occupy the whole screen, right? So just wrap content. And then what else? I think the width can be match parent. Yeah, just put the width and the match parent so it can occupy the whole row. Okay, so the height is wrap content, so that it's just one row. The width is the whole thing, so it can occupy the whole row. Okay, and you can do some adjustment, right? So, but I will just skip that. No, that's just up to you, right? Just do some adjustments to make it, for example, to make it align each other in the middle, etc. Right? You can do something yourself. So that's each row, right? Just define what each row looks like. And for the list, I don't think it do much things, right? So now once you see this, it will just give you. But as you can see, there are some you need some space, right? So you can put just some space here. So let's say padding, no, just 10dp. Right, just make sure that there's some space in between. Okay. And other than that, so there will be some space in between each row. And I don't think I need to change anything here, right? This one is big because we only have the list. So if your program, if your project, the list is only one part of the screen, then you need to add other things. But in this case, this is already good enough. Right, so as you can see, the container is actually recycled view. right? And also it already set this to a linear layout, so you don't need to set it in the Java code because it's already set here. Okay, and it's on the item fragment, right? And let's see, so that's the and that's what you need to do in your UI file, right? So the list, you don't need to change anything. The row, you probably want to just add a default one to help you to place the things, right? And you probably want to have a padding. Let's see why there's a problem here, the tag. Okay, so if you say so, then I guess no, I'm not going to change it because I will just replace that later on, use a actual image. And to place a actual image, the same thing as your mini project tool, right? Just search for those images, put them into the drawable folder. And to make your life easier, just have all those images the same size, right? Just pre-chopping, etc. To do something on your on the images, so that each image has the same size, right? So you don't need to adjust it in Android, in your Android code, just because it's easier to adjust it outside of that. Okay, so that's the user interface. And let's see the Java. The Java, let's see, it's on a fragment and customize a parameter for argument names, count, and I think we don't do count because it's always one column, right? So you can remove everything that's have the column information. Like it's always the same. We don't need all this. And we don't need anything for the column count. Just simply remove this. So note that this is mandatory. You need to keep it, even if it's an empty thing. Okay? Because for fragment, for any kind of fragment, you need to have an empty constructor. That's mandatory. It is empty that. Let's see the string. Parameter argument names. I think we can keep this, but let's change it to selected. Okay, so again, to change it, please right-click, say refactor, change rename. Otherwise, you need to change all occurrence yourself. So if you say refactor rename, it will change all occurrence for you. So for this thing, we will talk about this in more details. For actually, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this in our case. Okay, but we do need on create. Okay, but we will do it after we know how to navigate between different pages. Okay, and let's see this thing. I think you can even remove the if check, but no, you can just keep it as it is. Okay, and let's see my adapter. Okay, my adapter. I guess you can just remove the to do. And what else? So it has a list. Wait, why there's a problem here? Oh, sorry. Because I removed it, that's why. And also remove the thing here. Okay, and it gave us like a placeholder content, so we can just change it. Right. So basically, we need a customized object to represent each row, or for the data of each row. Okay. So I guess we can just call it item. Again, the name it can based on what your item is actually is. Right. So for example, if you want to have a Zoom directory, so each item will just be an animal. Right. So this name is based on what you are actually trying to do. Okay. So if you're not sure yet, just put it as item. Okay. And we don't need a placeholder, so I don't think we need it. Let me just delete that. Delete. And then we need to remove all this. So instead of the list. So we have list of items, right? And the same thing here. Okay, so the constructor, so this is the first one, is the constructor, right? The constructor simply just take in the volume, right, and initialize our data. Okay, I can remove this and remove everything that's related to the placeholder. And how I can remove all this? Just remove this for now. Let's comment this, just in case we still need it. Let's see what else. To stream. We don't even need to stream, but no harm to keep it. But let me just remove it. Okay. So basically, what we're trying to do is just try to remove everything that's not needed. Right? We probably don't need a separate folder for the item. We just have an item object. Right? So our item object needs to have an ID for the image. Image. And a string for the name, right? And a string for the description. Okay. And in Android Studio, once you have all this, you can just Alt Insert. Let me just type down there. Alt Insert for constructor, constructors and getters. Okay. Oops. Why? Sorry about this. And also, I don't know, why the projector just turned off, because apparently we're still working on it. So it's still warming up. Okay. Sorry about this. So I guess we need to wait until the screen comes up.
Good partner.
Okay, it's still not coming up. It's taking forever for the projector to warming up. So anyways, you can just try it out insert, and you will see the list, right? So you can have the constructor, you can have the getter, have the setter. Probably don't need setters. Getters is already good enough.
Discord.
Oops. Come on. Oh, I think it's almost there, almost ready. Okay, yeah, it's turning on. Guys, it's so fast for it to turn off, but just so slow for it to turn on. I guess which is understandable. It's hard to wake up than sleep. I need to return. Oh, okay. Finally. Okay, so again, I'll insert constructor, and then we need to construct everything. And getters. Okay, so I'll insert getters. I don't need to we don't need setters in our case, so we just need getters, which means all these can be final. And in fact, this actually can be converted as a record, but no. Anyways, so this is just an object, right? So that's the object contains for our each data entry. Our each data entry has its image ID, has its name, and has its own long description. Okay. So the constructor just construct them, and the getter is just getting them, right? And let's see what else we can do here. So here, so let's say so item equal to guess the values get position. Right, so the values is a list. So the get method is from the list of class, right? Which get the value, so get the element at the current position. Okay, and actually, I think I had to do it off the way. I should do it first. Do it here first. See. So for our each row, we only need the final. I guess it's the image view. And this image. Why I need image view? And oops, forgot to set a ID. No wonder I'm like ID. Oops. Let's call it. I don't know this image. I'm not good at coming up with things. Okay, then our image can just be binding the image. Okay. And guess what? Let me rename this. I don't like this name. Okay. And actually, I don't even need like the ID, but I don't want to going over the trouble. Okay. Right. So the view holder only just say, you know, each row, what does it include? Right. So it includes a image, a view, and also including a text view. Right. So the constructor just initialize those two things. Right. And then we can do it here. So our holder dot the image is just equal to our item dot get image ID. I guess that's not it. So it's actually in your right. So that's the thing. What I'm doing? Sorry. Oh. That. And this is the ID. Okay. So the image ID is the ID. So you are setting the you're passing the image ID to the set image resource. Okay. So you're setting the image, right? So the holder. This holder is a view holder object here. Right, so our view holder objects, these two are public. Therefore, you can directly access them without a getter. Okay, the same thing here, or similar thing here. Our name dot set text. Okay, and it's the item dot get name. And we don't need all this. Okay. Actually, I think that's it for the adapter for now. Okay. So as a review, yes, go ahead.
I just want to see extent. The go to the top. Oh. Thank you.
Okay. So my adapter, the attribute is just the list of items, right? List of items, and if you don't like them, actually I don't like the name, but I just be lazy. So you can change the name if you want, right? And then the constructor simply takes the list and initialize it. Okay, so that's the constructor. And there are three methods. Remember, we have three methods in the adapter class. The first one just create a view holder class. Create a view holder object. Okay. And the view holder object basically just contains maybe static. Okay. So the view holder just the object that contains what each row contains. Right? Each row contains one image, and each row contains one text view, and we just call it a name. So this binding is the binding object. So because we're using that, because we're just generating it using new fragment, new list fragment, therefore the binding is done for you, right? And in fact, I believe, right, you don't need to do it yourself. This is also done for you. Okay. So even though we didn't set up that, but we're actually already using binaries. Okay, so that's the view holder. And then the second method, we are trying to put data inside. And we're trying to distribute the data into our placeholder that we just created. Okay, so if we base on the position, okay, so we get the data from our database. Right? So my model is just a list of data. It is our database to get that. And we set the image as the item's image ID and set the name as the name of the item. Okay, and actually that's it, I think. And let me see. Sorry. Which one? Oh, yes, sorry. So yeah, you need to generate the you probably can generate on here, right? So a array, I guess. And just the data. Save data. You go to new array, so I just initialize that. And now can say data, add new item. Right, and no ID. Just say r dot image. No, we don't have image, then we have trouble. Yeah, trouble. I don't know. And the string name, description. Right, and you need to add 5 of them. Okay, so let's let me just add 2. Okay, and again, you probably want to have something that's more meaningful than that. Okay, and also you can. So I'm using this too simply because I don't have other images so far. Okay. So you need to put 5 images and have each ID here. So here we're just manually generate the data, or manually put them, or hard code them, okay, and put the data inside the adapter. Okay. Let's see. Why? Oh, the import. We also need to remove all this. Okay. So I guess that's it for now. Okay. And also let me see. Yeah, we will do it later on because we need to set the so for now, if you open it, it will just only show hello world because our main activity is still hello world. Right? So we need to do it after we know how to navigate. Okay, so it's in the next class. So I guess as a review for what we did, so first just right click saying new fragment, list fragment, right? Give the names, etc. And once you say OK, it will set the view binding for you. It will have those templates for you, right? So you can do is change the row so that each row have an image and have a text view, and do something, do some adjustment. And so the list, you don't need to do anything about that. And then the adapter, you are taking the items in. You have a parent data set for the item, and you are initialize it using the constructor. And the uncreated view holder, so far don't change it. So far don't change it. And on binding view holder, it just puts in the actual data in. Right? So based on the position, we're getting the value, getting the item, right? And just put the item in. Right? So the get item count just says the size of the data. Right? And the view holder is just each row. Right? Each row have a text view and have an image view. Okay. And the item just have these 3 things, right? And the item fragment, the uncreate, you are creating the database, just hard code it. Okay. And on grid view, just set up the recycle view. Okay. So what we can do else is, I forgot to mention last time because although we don't know how to navigate to the information page, but at least we can just set up it. Right? So let's have a new fragment, a blank fragment, okay, just a blank one, because just a image thing. So just call it info. So finish that. Okay. And for the info, I believe you can just simply remove everything else that seems not necessary to you. Seriously, you don't need this. You don't need this. Yeah, you probably needed the last one, but that's it. Yeah. So basically, your info fragment, right? Just a empty fragment. Now this is always required. You need to have it. The uncreate, the nothing, and this one we will implement later. So basically, here we need to implement the click. Right. So I think the information page only have two things. Right. The information page, let's see. Information. I only have a text view and a button. Okay. So how to dial it? We will cover it in next Thursday. Okay. Therefore, in the Java, you can just keep it as empty thing, just an empty fragment. And in here, I think we can have a linear layout because given that we only have two things, just a linear layout is really good enough. Better to put in. And we want a vertical. Sorry about this. Need to complete. Oops. Linear layout. I don't know why it did not allow me to do it. So I guess I have no choice but do it here. Yes. Really? What? Oh yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so the height just to match parent. But why is it not showing anything? Oops, I guess I should not just clear everything. Let me just go back. Probably not a good idea to clear everything. Okay. So change the frame layout to linear layout. That will be better, I think. Yeah, make our life easier. Okay, yeah, that's much easier than try to write it from scratch. I just change the frame layout to linear layout, and you're good. Okay, so we have match parents. Okay, so I guess we need another button. One button. Content. And we probably want a vertical one. So orientation equal to vertical. Okay, and say text. No, yeah. Okay, so let's just say. And exit. Okay. And the string text view is just no. your thing, right? So anything you want, right? Like my directory, I don't know. Oh, you need to have your name, right? Yeah, you need to have your name. Um, okay. Let's see. Oh, they want it to be wrap content, otherwise it takes the whole space, which apparently that's not what we want. Okay, so you can do some adjustment on that, right? So I guess as a summary, so what you can do so far is that set the layout for the information page, which only contains two things. Therefore, you can just have a simple linear layout. But you probably want to do more than that. You probably want to make it in middle, etc. You need to figure out how to do it. And you can have a empty, just empty. Need to have a empty info fragment, and we will fill in it afterwards. And the linear layout, right? So the constructor, the recycler view, right? You should have the adapter and the item fragment, and also an item object or class. Okay. So at least you can that's something you can do so far. And the next class, we will see how we can navigate from one page to another page. And on Thursday, we will just do the rest of the thing, which I believe only contains how we can dial a number, which is actually just one of code. Okay. So I guess that's it for today's class. Thank you for coming, and see you on next Tuesday. Yes. Please. So which one? Oh, just right. I think you can right click everywhere actually. Right click. Yeah, fragment. Yeah. So the first one for the list is list. For the blank one is blank. It's based on what you need, right? Okay.
Do I have like how do I make the tab smoother?
I don't think you have anything you can say something about that because that's by default, right? If you have one tab, if that's the size, then that's the more size you can have.
Is this fine though? I have the ciphertext.
Yeah, this is fine.
Do I need like the English letter?
I guess up to you.
I mean, I don't want to have hard code.
So please review the requirements to see if you or not because I don't remember that. But as far as I remember, you probably don't need to have the corresponding things. But just double check the requirement.
This format is fine.
It's fine.
I was wondering, the 8 times 1, because, I forgot. I made it imperfect. But because it's 32 bits, is there a way to check if it's right?
I don't think I can ask you for validation, but if you want to, just first check the length and also check the polygon as well there, right?
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
But I was, I have it here. I think it's just you. I don't know if that is right.
You can try it. The assignment, you can just try it. It's the same.
Oh,
Yes. So you can double check if you can just try it before you.
oh, okay. I was worried because it was one time. I don't know.
I don't think it's one time.
I
I don't think I can like limit that on break flow. Yeah, you can try to make it like a day. Yeah, I think you're doing correct because at least seems correct to me. I don't remember exactly, but seems correct.
Yeah. The reason why is because I originally had a problem where it would show all zeros. And now I see this long little zero. I'm really
Just double check that.
There's so many words I feel like it's wrong.
Yeah, just double check.
So you give you do with your integrity.
Má ơi trời đất ơi, anh à, bây giờ một lát sẽ còn chưa có làm được như là ở cái phim này nữa. Mà thời anh trẻ con làm đã có thể làm được những thứ như vậy. Tại sao anh không khác làm cái gì nữa? Anh qua bên Mỹ, anh mở Silicon Valley, anh làm một công ty cạnh tranh với lại Google đi trời. Tại vì phim đó rất là hay. Xong bắt đầu gom đốn đứa lại như là làm giống đĩa, là giống Vũ Lâm Công Chúa. Các bạn thì thiếu mất đứa, cho nên đứa cuối cùng là sao? Đứa cuối cùng xuất hiện, nó là một đứa có cái mặt y chang như là cái anh ca sĩ mà đã qua đời. Mà tôi nói thiệt với mấy bạn, cái điểm đặc biệt của cái phim này ở đây á, là tôi nhìn cái mặt của ảnh á, tôi không có chắc á là ảnh là cái hay của bộ phim này nó là hay chỗ đó. Mặc dù á, là những cái đứa trẻ mà nó đi coi phim chắc chắn nó sẽ nhận ra được hay, nhưng cái anh đó cũng chính là cái anh đó, mà cái mặt ảnh lạ tôi cũng không hiểu sao nữa. Lần đầu tiên mà tôi không có biết là nhân vật chính là nhân vật chính. Đây cũng là một cái thủ thuật rất là hay, cho nên khi mà trong phim nó có cái cảnh mà anh đó anh đi lên mà audition cho cái vai mà thứ 5 của ảnh á, cái nhân vật mà còn lại trong cái nhóm Vũ Lâm Công Chúa đó, cái
Basically just
kiến cái
reset
này
it.
xong anh mở
So
kiến ra,
instead of having a hard copy,
đeo kiến lại cái đám kiến là phải là nó đeo gỡ kiến ra, chính là nó nguyên trang như là cái cảnh mà siêu nhân gỡ kiến với lại đóng kiến gỡ kiến kiến rồi đấy mấy bạn, quá hay luôn. Nhưng cái bộ phim này nó còn có cái tình tiết giống như là phim Quốc Quân. Anh đó
they were doing the whole day.
tất cả nhạc hết trơn đó, cái chuyện mà anh đi cái nhạc của nó dẫn đến là má quên ghét anh chửi anh quá trời luôn. Nhưng tôi nói thiệt với các bạn, chuyện đó trong phim Quốc Quân tôi tin, nhưng ở Việt Nam tôi không tin một chút nào hết. Ở cái xứ của mình á là cái đứa hát dở nó còn nghĩ nó là ca sĩ nữa. 2 giờ sáng nó lấy loa nó hát bởi vì nó nghĩ nó là ca sĩ. Thì đừng có nói chuyện có một người nào mà ghét nhạc nhẽo ở trong bất cứ ai ở đâu trên cái đất nước này hết trơn. Vô lý vô cùng. Và nói thiệt với mấy bạn, bộ phim này á nó không chỉ vô lý những chuyện đó, nó vô lý ở rất là nhiều thứ, những cái hoạt động, những cái tương tác của nhân vật ở trong phim. Thứ nhất, cái lỗi của phim này là nó có quá nhiều nhân vật chính. Nhân vật tự nhiên do Tú Vy đâu, không cần thiết ở trong bộ phim này. Nhân vật của Tú Cô không cần thiết luôn, không có nhân vật đó một cái nhân vật bình thường gì hết trơn á. Cái nhân vật mà cái cô gái trong phim đó, cái cô Mie để đóng cũng không cần thiết phải là cô Mie mới đóng được cái vai đó. Và nói thiệt, đây cũng là một điểm hay của bộ phim, là đầu tiên là đạo diễn cái chị đạo diễn, cô đạo diễn đó có một cái kỹ năng tốt, đó là kỹ năng
The features,
mời được những người mà đang nổi tiếng vô đóng phim của mình. Cái đó là